Hello there YouTube, my name's Adam from Gunjack, and I at you guys today with a review of the CYMA CM036 AKM. Before we get into the replica, let's take a quick look at the gun's real steel history. The AKM, or the Автомат Kalashnikova Montenozirovany, was developed in 1959 by Soviet tanker-turned-engineer Mikhail Kalashnikov. Kalashnikov had his famed AK-47 design adopted by the Soviet Union in 1949, but some changes were made to the design to make it easier to produce, namely a stamped receiver instead of a milled receiver. This design carried through until the introduction of the further revised AK-74 in 1974. The AKM remains the most prolific firearm design ever, with units still in use today by military forces around the world and production numbering at over 10 million units built. The AKM comes in a standard cardboard box, including a manual, a bag of unidentified generic BBs, a front sight tool, a winding key, a 600-round high-cap magazine, and the gun itself. This version is the base CM036, which comes with imitation wood furniture. The false wood is okay, but it's nothing too impressive. Most of the rest of the gun is made up of decent quality metals, with the receiver likely being aluminum or pot metal since it isn't magnetic. The top cover and outer barrel are both magnetic, so these may be a steel alloy. The AKM includes a slant-style muzzle brake that covers 14mm negative threads, though the flash hider will be very difficult to remove since it is pinned into place on the bottom and the retaining pin in the front sight is fixed into place. The front sight is adjustable for elevation with the included sight tool, but it cannot be adjusted for windage. The front handguard is made of okay plastic and isn't very tactile, but it is bulged on the bottom side to better fit the user's hand. The rear sight can be adjusted forwards and backwards to increase the sight range like on a normal AK. The charging handle of the AK is metal and covers the hop-up slider behind it. The hop-up appears to be average as far as performance, but it can be upgraded easily with aftermarket nubs and buckings. The top cover is removable with the use of the catch to the rear, though it isn't really necessary for anything on this model except for a full takedown. The CM036 comes with a plum-colored plastic motor grip, which is neat to see in the sea of blacks and browns on most other entry-level AKs. The stock of the CM036 is made of the same OK plastic as the handguard and is also hollow to house the battery connector. It is wired to small Tamiya out of the box, and the wiring harness takes up more space in the stock than I expected. It should still fit batteries in most forms, but you might have to push and pull more than you would with other full stock replicas. The primary difference between the CM036 and the CM048, the other common CYMA AK, is the construction of the rifle. The CM036 is based on the Tokyo Marui AK, which connects with screws found on the underside of the receiver and the magazine well, while the CM048 is based on the VFC AK, which connects with a heavy pin. Both models perform about the same, though the VFC construction tends to be more robust in the long run. If you're considering rail systems for either model, be sure to take this into account, as some AK rail systems are only compatible with one build type or the other. The CM036 comes standard with a version 3 gearbox and runs at about 380 to 400 FPS with 0.2 gram BBs. With no upgrades, your maximum effective range should be around 110 feet. So, what's the final verdict on this gun? Well, it's a good entry-level option for AK fans. It's not built quite up to the standard of its CM048 counterpart, but it does have more than enough to get out there and dole out some Soviet justice to other players. It's got good upgrade potential and works good enough to get going at a lower cost than the CM048. If you're looking for an AK that works better with more common or even real steel parts, the 048 would be a better choice and will probably last longer. But if you're just looking for an AK that works just fine, and that's about it, the 036 may be the better choice. You'll have to tighten screws more often than with its bigger brother, but if it better fits your budget, then it's hard to go wrong with. Well, that about does it for this review. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider leaving a like or a comment and subscribing, since I do have more Airsoft content coming. Thanks again, and as always, stay frosty.